has 200 and he's got 223 subscribers. They've done 23 videos.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, we've done 200 and we've got about this.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything political. I think that's a key
Well,
to
they do
getting it.
travel stuff. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
they
that's
do.
what I mean.
Yeah. So are we ready to start?
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that's a
I
good
have no
question.
idea. I don't know
Well,
if I'm
We
ready.
where are
don't
we
know.
on?
I don't know what we're talking about.
The Friends of Zeus podcast with Zeus and Mike and Tom too. With Desiree and Jack too. Here on the Friends of Zeus podcast.
Free hand down. Hello. Welcome to the Friends of Zeus podcast. This is episode 238. Not going to say it. Hope we get big soon. Tonight is going to be Desiree's ship to steer. It's a mystery because we had several things that we were talking about. I still kind of like the original one. We're not talking about that, right?
No.
No,
I mean, if you guys want to, but
no, we didn't research it, but we were talking about because the Louvre heist. Well, they caught the guys that were behind it, and the only thing I want to mention is these guys they looked like male models, like they were good looking guys. It was just found it but very bizarre, like it was very right out of like the Thomas Crown affair kind of vibe. I'd be interested to talk about it, but as Des said, we're a little too far beyond it, but we can maybe touch on it at some other later point. Anyway,
I mean,
Des,
what is it that you want to talk about it?
I just wanted to go through the whole thing and find out about these guys, like what their story was, because they didn't look like the typical um Louvre thieves, as though there are a lot of them.
But they still don't know where the jewels are, right? They didn't recover anything.
I don't know. Yeah, see, there's a lot to uncover here. But anyway, so Des is going to do the show. She has come up with a different idea. So Des, what are we going to talk about?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I
Well,
do know, but
it better be better than the Louvre.
so do you guys who in this foursome here lives in an area governed by an HOA?
Nope.
No,
No.
no, I'm
No.
in an apartment.
But I know a lot about them.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet you do, Michael.
Yeah.
Well, today I just wanted to rant about the HOA and HOAs in general and how fucking stupid they are.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Mm-hmm.
a condo association fall under this? Because I'm not.
Kind
Homeowners
of.
Association, yeah.
Yeah,
The,
Yeah.
basically a group of
they're scams.
individuals who come up with rules. You got to pay them every year. And what does your money go to? I think our money in our particular neighborhood goes to like the little neighborhood entrance sign has like flowers and shit at it. Probably goes to upkeeping that and maybe the neighborhood pool because they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
That seems like something you only have to do every few years.
Well, they gotta like winterize the pool, put the pool cover on, and like probably put new water in. I mean, whatever you got to do with pools. I don't
Do
Uh-huh.
know.
do you
Upkeep them.
utilize the pool?
I don't even have a pool. Well,
I mean, do you go
for
to the
many years, I
neighborhood
didn't
pool?
even have a pool key because of the HOA, but we
Oh,
can get into that.
Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. We're going to be ranting and raving.
So, it's Zeus, so since the bottom folk in here don't have any HOA horror stories at the moment currently, Zeus, what's your experience with your, we'll call it HOA?
Um, it sucks both balls and ass.
Do you get a lot of violations?
I get no violations,
Mm.
but I'd say 5, 6 years ago, my condo association fees were like 300 a month. Now they're like almost 800,
that's
and the property
insane.
A
is
month?
not, yeah,
That's
Jesus.
the property
insane.
is not improving. And when I didn't have my
Jeez.
mortgage paid, it was coming close to what my mortgage was, which is low. And I've got a hovel, but it's still, it shouldn't match your monthly payments for the home that you're living in.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So a condo association, do they what do those, I mean, what do they do? Is it just to maintain the property, like the lawn and like the grass and the grounds and shit, or
One would think, but I'm not seeing any of that. My door, for instance, like 5, 6 years ago, they painted all our doors black. You remember that,
Mhm.
right, Mike?
Oh yeah.
And my children, and now granted, it is their fault, but they have steadily proceeded to pick all the paint off. So we got this big green spot in the middle of it. And this is and now mine is worse because my children are maniacs, but you can see similar patches coming off on the other doors to know they're
So they
not
did a shitty job painting the doors.
well
Yeah.
or shitty job maintaining the doors. 4 or 5 years, you got big green spots in the middle of doors. You fucking repaint them. Yeah, so I hate condo associations.
Well, the HOA hates me, or my husband, or my home. They hate
Or
it.
both of you.
They hate us. We have wronged them, apparently, in life. Let's go back. Let's rewind scoot to maybe 2020, the Wayback Machine. We're talking 2015-ish,
Mm.
2016. Okay, way back.
Way back,
So way
2016.
back. Craig and his business
9 years.
partner. Craig has not always been a freight broker. He was a contractor for a while. And so back during that time, him and his business partner bought 7 lots in this neighborhood. Okay. And they built
Mhm.
7 basically identical homes.
Hmm.
A little different because the HOA said they got to be a little different. So they put some differences on the fronts. And they built them to purpose them as rentals.
Mm.
Well, then we found ourselves in a situation where we had to move out of our at the time we were living in a duplex because he sold it like right out from under us for a good ass price. So he was like, pack your shit, we're moving. So we just crash moved into this house, and then the house we were building, we ended up walking away from because we didn't really walk away from because we were whatever, but it turned into a disaster, and so we're still here. Anyway, so because the neighborhood, the after the homes were built, they were they used them as rental homes, and then they eventually sold them off. Well, because the neighborhood association they didn't have in the bylaws anything about rental homes, rental properties, because this is not a neighborhood in which rental properties are, a
So
thing.
yeah.
There was a huge issue, huge issue. And that's where it started. They hate Craig. They hate him because they didn't want him putting fucking rental houses in this neighborhood. So ever since then, we've been targeted. And I know that sounds like, are you really being targeted? Oh, yeah.
Stories time.
Oh,
Story
yeah.
Well,
time.
yeah, my initial thought when you said that is probably the association members have changed. So you're just like the
It's the
goose that
same.
lays the golden egg for them.
I think I'm pretty sure it's the same. I think the president now either was the president or was like the vice president or something on the board
Yeah.
when this was all going for us. I mean, they're well aware of the history.
Hmm.
So, um, because of all of that mess, like we own our home, right? But technically, Harm's Family Investments owns our home. It's in a trust. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know how this all works. I'm
It's a
just
good
like I
idea.
just live here.
Yeah.
So, because Harm's Family Investments owns our house, technically, my father-in-law gets the fucking HOA notices as well as us getting the HOA notices. So this is goddamn. He finally today was over at my house, okay? And he's standing in
You
the
get
front
along with your
yard.
father-in-law?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. He's like and we're standing in my front yard, and he's looking at the house, and he's like, I do not understand what these people are. He's like getting frustrated, and this is a guy that's like, you couldn't even, a nuclear bomb couldn't piss him off.
Like Craig.
Like, no, his father.
No, but I'm saying like Craig. Craig seems like
Yeah,
a pretty chill
you
dude.
can't make them, if they're yelling, there's a problem.
Right.
And he's like standing in my yard, and we're looking at this because we got this notice, the most recent one last week. It was like, please remove the weeds on the side of the house. Okay. There's no weeds on the side of my house, either side. No weeds. But we are putting a fence in, so we killed like this much of the grass along the side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So when the fence goes in, we can mulch. And then I guess the HOA people came around and took pictures standing inside the house. Like, please remove the weeds. They're not weeds. It's like just a dead strip. I can't do anything about that until the fence is put in. Sorry. And so he's standing in there and he's like so frustrated. He's like, I don't understand what these people are talking about. He's like, I don't get it. Anyway, yes, they are targeting us badly. Before we went out, we just went out of town. Talk about this fence being built, right? We had to call and get the locates done so we can put the fence in, right?
Mhm.
So there's flags in our yard. That's how locates how that works.
Mm-hmm.
We did it before we went out of town. Okay. The HOA, we didn't tell the HOA about the fucking fence, okay? Probably should have. Whatever. But Craig's the contractor, he can put the fence in. He doesn't need we don't need anyone to put that in. He can put it in. To put the locates in. So then we got another notice about the locates saying, we noticed locates were in your yard. There's been no proof project on file. Da, 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 da. Ah!
So
It
you-
really
but-
sounds like they're putting out a sense of community.
So they want you to get pre-approval on this fence, I'm assuming.
Every house has pre-approval because every house is supposed to have a fence.
Oh,
We're not supposed to have a fence, but I mean, they have
can
fences.
have a fence.
Yeah. It's not like no one has a fence. Can we put a fence in?
Right.
Here's the thing with the people, to be devil's advocate, that they say about homeowners associations is when you bought the house, did you know there was a homeowners association?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the devil's advocate is like, well, you bought a house, you knew that there was this association. What's the deal? Is it like just more dramatic than you thought they would be, or like are they
It's
just like more intrusive?
dramatic, intrusive, and targeting. Like
Yeah. The targeting is annoying.
every house in the neighborhood we have this thing on the side of our house. It's like a kind of it's built from privacy fence,
Hmm.
but it's like an L shape, but it's like for you to put your trash cans in.
Okay.
So everyone has one of those. Okay, well, you're supposed to put trash cans in there. Like if my hand is the end of the fence, one day one of the trash bins was like sticking out like this far. This is not a joke.
That
Sticking
is
out like this far.
a violation.
Yes, because my trash cans were in view of the fucking road.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, like what?
Well,
Craig
it
called him on
sounds
that
like
one, but
it sounds like you have people that are looking for problems, not waiting for people to report problems. Like I don't think one of your neighbors was like, "Hey, HOA, this house
no,
has their visible trash can." It's like someone walking around with a clipboard and they're like walking
no, it's
around the
exactly what that is
neighborhood and
because
like,
Why
every time we get a violation, we get a photo of it.
why
oh
do I
wow.
get why am I envisioning, Mike, you'll probably know this, and you too probably, Jack. I don't know about Des, but do you remember there was a story and it was like with Miss Who and Miss What, and it was a very
Dr.
psychedelic
Seuss?
kind of story that we read when we were kids. It was like The Wind in the Willows or something. You know what story I'm talking about? Oprah Winfrey was just in a movie about it not too long ago.
No
What,
one knows what you're talking about.
something in A Wrinkle in Time?
Wrinkle in Time. That's the thing that I envision here. Like that. Was that a bad description? Or are you
No,
frustrated
it just
with me,
hurt
Mike?
me to pull that out. That's all.
That was a good one. Well, I mean, I Wind in the Willows. That kind of probably led you down that road. But it reminds me of that, like the whole Stepford Wives, like the whole every house is the same. The kids in the
Yeah,
front bouncing the ball against the wall all at the same time.
like
That's
the
what I
Truman
think
Show.
living.
Yeah.
Hey, well, there was a great X-Files episode about like an HOA and like a gated community where they investigated, like I think it was a disappearance, and it turned out that all of the rules and regulations that had to strictly be followed were something that had to be done for some sort of
Sacred
earth
ritual or
god
something.
of some kind, and like if you violated it would swallow you up. Like it was pretty awesome.
I think I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great one. That's yeah. See,
Well,
I grew up in an apartment. Like my parents sold our brownstone that we had like when I was like 6 or 7,
yeah.
which I still am sore about to this day because we'd be
Oh yeah,
millionaires.
brownstones are awesome.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, we moved into an apartment building, and I pretty much grew up in one of those.
What's in a
So
brownstone?
it's like it's a house in an
Three-story
urban environment. Like when you see New York City
townhome.
and you see the houses that are all like
They got
next,
stoops and stuff. Uh-huh.
well, and
Okay.
they're built one on top of the other. Like
Yeah.
there's rarely like an alley between them.
Yeah. No, I know.
Um,
I grew up in the Bay. That's the kind of house like in San Francisco, right? They're just like
Hmm.
boom, boom, boom. And they're like skinny. They go way back.
yeah, they're all made of bricks.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's and
See, I
they're like
thought
sort.
brownstones were like townhouses, no?
They tend to be.
Okay. Okay,
No,
well,
these were all connected. Like they were
Yeah.
like brick wall to brick wall.
Yeah.
when I was in Bedford-Stuy when we went up to New York with Ollie, we stayed in a townhouse and they called them brownstones. So maybe it's a loose description.
Yeah, maybe. These were
Okay.
really old, like really old structures in Hoboken that were probably built like in fucking, yeah, I don't know,
Teens.
like yeah, yeah,
Teens,
definitely.
1800s,
20s.
19 early 1900s. Anyway, back to HOA dilemmas.
Anyway, yeah, so they don't, I mean, does the apartment have rules? I mean, do
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta
I mean there's yeah, but I don't know the apartment building that like my mom still lives there. It's pretty. It's I don't know, man. They're pretty loose. Like people get away with all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
yeah, I mean, the argument for that is with a homeowners association, you might have 300 houses, but with a condo association in one building alone, you could
yeah,
have, you know, a lot. There's a lot of traveling floors. You're not just walking along the street looking at each
right.
house. So condo associations, I think, are just generally going to be a little looser, because they also don't have to like maintain gardens. They just have to look at your balcony and say you have too much shit on your balcony or your door needs to be painted, like things like that. So I think condo associations might be a little more loose than homeowners associations just based on the quantity. Does
It,
that make any sense or
Well, yeah, but I would think there's a lot of public walkways that everybody in the condos has access to. So there's got to
Mhm.
be upkeep on like if there's hallways or common walkways and things like that. Whereas with a homeowners association, most of the responsibility of upkeep and cleaning of the actual house falls on the homeowner, right? Des? I mean,
Mhm.
like you guys got to do your own lawn, you got to
Yeah,
hmm
keep your own sidewalk clean.
we don't have a
Um,
sidewalk on our side of the street, so
yeah,
thankfully.
manage your own garbage. Like, with a condo, the building or the structure is probably going to be responsible for a lot of that stuff.
yeah, but they
Land.
half-ass everything.
Right, but you don't have to go out and landscape, I mean.
No, not at all.
Right.
I think the dynamic that causes so many problems with HOAs is, you know, most people are pretty much live and let live, but the people who aren't are
The
drawn
Karens.
to management positions within HOAs. Like the people that aren't live and let live are the ones that run for president and vice president and treasurer. Like they're the ones that do that because no one else really cares. And then once they get in there, they're like little Napoleons,
Hmm.
and they have like you need to follow all these rules. Now, there's good, if you live in a neighborhood and there's somebody that's got like 1987 Camaros parked on the front lawn, then you
Mm.
probably want an HOA to help you deal with that,
Which would be
right?
fine. Which would be fine.
Which would be fine. But so it's
Great.
somewhere between the 17 Camaros and
And the trash can sticking 3 inches out from your
and a
trash can
trash
hidey
can,
hole.
and that's the problem.
Well,
Somewhere in there.
it's funny because I've run for just to be on the board in general, for our condo association, and I never do any like marketing. I'm just like, if they know me, they'll spread the word. I'm not going to
They've all
bury
got to know you.
and I usually walk away with like
Got 'em.
10% of the vote, which that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's all just the people that know me. And that says
Was
a
it like
lot for
60 units in there? Something like
in
that?
each
50
building. Yeah.
in each building. Yeah.
Well, each building I would say has about, yeah, you're right, about 60 for the total of the three buildings, but there's four actually, so you're right, 60. Um, I'm and I think that the reason that I don't get more is because I think the people on the board, when as soon as they see I'm running, they start bad mouthing me because they know I'm going to be a stinker. I'm going to be like, "Where's this money going? Show
Can I
me
just
how
say
we're paying twice that we paid 5 years ago for our condo fees, and nothing is improving.
800 a month is insane.
It's insane for
Yeah, I
those
think ours are
condos."
like 700 a year
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, where
for
my
us to get
parents
notices about our fucking grass being too long, which
were
is funny because in the same photo of my grass being too long is the neighbor's grass, which is the same length and it was freshly cut. You could see the fucking lawnmower stripes in the shit. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
It,
yeah, I
But
I
just
think
what are you talking about, HOA? I don't understand.
it it's a lot of care. I think it's a lot of Karens. I'll bet you if you went to your HOA and you asked their political affiliation, I guarantee 90% of
Well,
them
the
are
thing
left.
about the HOA, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this, is so we have like the HOA board members or whatever. Well, but they're not the ones taking the pictures. The people that are taking the pictures is somebody in their little HOA management car
working their way up to president.
on every, Wednesday. No, this is the management company and the HOA board are two separate entities.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. You can never get a hold
Yeah,
of
same here.
the HOA management company. You can never get a hold of them. So I don't even
Same
know who I
here.
was supposed to tell people. Who were we supposed to tell our fence about? Because there's no way to get a hold of you guys.
So what's the HOA
So
doing? What's my condo association
that's what
doing?
I like. What do you do?
They hire somebody else to do what they should be doing.
I know that's what they're doing, but like, what are you doing? Like, you're just
Yeah.
the dude that lives 8 houses from me. I'll go
Like
flamingo their
I
yard
in all of these organizations, I really feel like there's a lot of
and take a
chicanery
picture and
going
send it
on.
to the
I feel
excessive
like
yard decor.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're not making money personally, they're giving themselves allowances on things where they still kind of financially are benefiting from it.
Hmm. Where else
It
have we seen this behavior?
in
Where
the
people
American
get elected
government,
to things
about
and then
2 years
they,
ago. Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi had a 16,000% return on her investments over her time in Congress. On
It's almost
my
like she manipulated the market.
on my 401k, if I get like 12.5% or like 18%, I'm like doing cartwheels. They got 16,000%. But yeah, of course people are manipulating stuff for their own benefit, whether it be financial. I mean, I'm not saying that they're embezzling, but
I'm saying they're embezzling,
I'm sure people who are like their buddies don't get the notices in quantity
Yeah,
that
probably not.
Desiree gets.
Yeah,
but their doors are
Martha
painted.
Stewart got locked up, and this one's fucking walking around worth like what, $400 million?
Yeah,
Pelosi,
yeah,
And
yeah.
what
lock
has
her
she
up. We
actually
also know she
done?
started January 6th to some extent because she knew it was going to happen, and then she didn't let them call the cops.
Yeah,
We know that.
yeah. No, it's yeah.
There's like documentary footage of her like admitting shit that her daughter shot and tried to turn it into a documentary about January 6th.
But I'm just saying the scale is different, but it's the same attitude.
Oh yeah.
Not to hijack the conversation. I'm just saying it's the same dynamic,
Yeah.
Well,
just
it trickles down.
different scale.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what else? What
here's
else had happened, Desiree?
yeah,
I don't know. It had I, I could give you fucking story after story about some notices that we've gotten. Like I said, they're always talking about how my grass is too long, but I'm like, my grass isn't too long because the pictures you're sending me, it's like they're always coming by when it's freshly mowed.
but
What?
what is the consequence? Like if like when you get these
You
notices,
get fines?
yeah, what's the
It
consequence
depends
if you
on what
don't
it is.
follow?
Oh, that would
Well,
chap my ass if they started
I,
trying to charge me money.
Well, yo, they do try to charge you. They have charged us money.
They tack it
Um,
onto the bill. Are you like stroking a check every month to these people? Or you said it's like per year? Like you just pay
um,
per year?
I think
I'll be right back,
I don't know
guys.
how it's paid. I mean, you pay it per year, but I
Okay.
don't know how it gets
Just
done. I don't know who
curious.
writes the check to them. I don't do that, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so on your second or third notice of if it's a repeat notice, let's just say I never moved my trash cans and
You
my
never
trash
moved
cans
your trash
continued to
cans.
be this far out from the trash can hidey hole. Let's just say. Then I would get a second violation. They come by every week. Every week.
Wow.
Sometimes maybe twice a week. I don't know at this point. I have to assume that they come by multiple times. And whatever they send you a violation for, if they send you multiple notices for the same violation, that's what the pictures are for. Then I think the second or third notice, you start getting a fine. And it's like a $50 fine, then a $100 fine, then it keeps going up from there.
Jeez.
Yeah, until you fix the problem, whatever the problem is. I mean, I've gotten notices like, okay, so in my neighborhood, there's two separate trash companies, Waste Connections and Waste Management, that run. It's probably the same everywhere. I don't know, but they're huge companies.
Oh yeah.
We have Waste Management. Most of everyone has Waste Connections, but fuck them. So, but we're not the only people that have Waste Management. Um, so the Waste Connections trash day is Monday. The Waste Management is Tuesday. So ours is Tuesday. So by Wednesday, when they come around, like sometimes we don't pick them up because they come usually late on the day, like 4 p.m. So
Mm.
we usually
Sometimes you
don't
don't get them till
pull them
Wednesday.
in. We don't pull them
Yeah.
into Wednesday sometimes. Um, they've sent us notices about our trash cans being out past trash day when it's Wednesday morning. It's like, dude, it was fucking yesterday.
Right.
Like, give me a second. I gotta go get them. Like, I gotta put pants on. Jesus. Or you know, stuff like that. It's just, it's so ridiculous at this point. It's just like, what do you want? What do you want? I don't know. Like, there's nothing.
Do and
My
do,
house is
do,
not unsightly. I mean,
do
I'm sure, yes, I've done things to probably piss him off. Like, I paint my door every once in a while. They don't appreciate that, which I'm like, it's my door. I own the door.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't paint it wild colors. If your Christmas lights, one year we had our Christmas lights up too long. Ooh, ooh,
That was not good.
that was not a good idea. Do that. Can't put them up too early. Don't put them up too early. Can't take them down too late. So we
Do
remedied that by literally we have someone hang our Christmas lights, and so they are never up too early, and they are never down too late for sure.
do do any of these people live near you?
They got the president of the well, no, because it's a management company that takes the pictures and does the
Oh,
inspections or
okay.
whatever. But the HOA president, he lives like one, two, three turns away, three street turns from me. Craig
Wow.
knows the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I
Yeah.
know people are just gonna be like, well, just don't do the violations. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, there's no weeds inside my house. I killed that grass on purpose for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta finish the reason. I
It's
can't
just
do I can't do it in one day. I can't.
it's just weird when you own a home, like the idea that you still have to answer to other people, and you do to some extent. I mean, you have zoning rules, you have things like that. But the idea that you still have to like cater to other
To a
people's
mini
whims
government. It's
would
like a
just
mini.
would just drive me insane. Like there's no way I could possibly live in that environment. Like I just couldn't do it. I mean, maybe in a condo, but not in a single family home. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't
So
do it.
how is it? How
It's
is it where you live, Mike? You said you don't have an association, so is it kind of
No.
everybody policing everybody?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, people can do whatever they want.
well, like if they
And
had the 17 cameras in the front yard. I mean, at some point that's almost on the city, you
yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I mean, that's when you start getting into like zoning ordinances. But yeah, we don't really have
Or if your grass was 6 feet tall, I mean, that's also then on the city.
yeah, we don't have any real issues.
Well, in
But
that, honestly, even though like an association is supposed to feel like more of a community thing, I think that's what it's supposed to be. That where you live is more like a community. Like you go next door, hey Bill, man, can you remove one of the cars? Like
yeah, everyone's been here so long, you know.
I think that condo say I think any association with these things is just a fucking brilliant scam. Whoever started it figured out how to benefit from it some way.
I mean,
And
So
the
like,
promise is good. You know,
yeah.
the promise is good. It's just a lot of times the execute and a lot of times the execution is good too. I mean, there's people I know that are real happy with their association, and I wouldn't have a problem if they were reasonable. And like I said,
effective.
if I knew the rules, but when they're like nipping at your heels, I mean, like it's the day after trash day, and I mean, I'm just like, screw that, man. Seriously, like take that and shove it.
Now,
I'd
would
have no patience
would
for that.
if you were to buy a new home, would you avoid places that have
100%,
Oh
associations?
yeah.
100%.
Okay,
I would not,
as would
yeah,
I.
I wouldn't buy a home in a neighborhood that, I mean, knowing what I know now, the odds are, I mean, and again, there's some that are decent, but odds are, it's not gonna be
For
decent.
me, if I'm honest, it would depend on the quality of the home, location, things like that. I might be willing to accept one of them if I felt like it was amenable, but my 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 dream home would be something like at the base of the mountains, like just my nearest neighbor is doesn't have to be miles away, but far enough away that they can't hear me murdering somebody in my
Yeah,
home.
so like you want to be like the hills had have eyes guy, pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
just a little
Well,
sense of agency and autonomy in your home ownership would be nice.
it's just really hard to get away from it because it seems like any home in neighborhood around here anyway, there's a homeowners association. I mean, like, I don't, there's this neighborhood in our city, it's called College Hill, but they're like really old homes and it's a really like an affluent neighborhood. So, I mean, their homeowners association is I mean, I can understand that kind because, there's a certain they don't want you coming in and putting a fucking roof on your house that is not old and match the neighborhood. I get that, okay? But even in those
Aesthetics.
neighborhoods, the aesthetic of the neighborhood, yeah. Okay, so even in that neighborhood though, they put on this huge like it's a the whole state I think knows about this, but their Halloween production is like off the chain. Okay, it's like all
Are
the
they like
kids,
the Griswolds at Christmas? Like they're the ones that have
but
the
a very large
fucking six
neighborhood.
hundred
It's a
dollar.
huge neighborhood. Like, yeah, they
Hmm.
have like Candy Cane Lane at Christmas. They have like, and it's a whole basically the neighborhood puts on this it's actually nice, but this decoration of sorts, you have to have so many decorations in your yard. You have to give out a certain type of candy. Like it's ridiculous.
But here's the thing:
And that's
if
in their
you're on board
bylaws.
with, if you're on board with
I would
it,
never buy that house. Even
right?
though I'd love to live in College Hill, I would never live in College Hill because of those reasons. Like they're not gonna tell me I have to have at least 72 fucking gravestones in my yard at Halloween time. Like they're not like no, that's
Yeah.
too much.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
so if everybody's on board with it, fine. Be you do you. That's fine. Now it starts to feel a little Hunger Game-ish. Like you got your different districts, and like this one's a little more affluent, but they're all on board with how they keep their homes and how they keep their lawns, and they follow the rules. And they're just that like borderline autistic group of people that like fucking like their regiments and that gives them peace, fine. But when it expands out, that's when it becomes a problem because not everybody, I'm pretty chill. My neighbor wants to sit on his front porch and drink some beers. As long as he's not like, luring children into his house or anything weird or bizarre like that, I'm pretty much cool with it. Probably much like Mike's situation. I'm sure you've got that guy that is just always out on his porch, just sitting there, watching people walk by. not causing any problem. He just likes to sit on his porch.
Rocking
That's what he
chair.
bought his house for.
Maybe I'm that guy. I don't know. I haven't seen that guy, but
Well, you can't have any patio type furniture, bistro chairs, any furnitures in your front yard.
in the
So
front.
So an experience that I've had is you guys know about Jack, the guy that I was like taking care of for the last, maybe 4 years. This guy, this is a sense of community we got. If I hadn't stepped in and like helped him out, he would have just died. Probably just died. Nobody was helping him, but you know what? They did try and get him removed from his apartment, which I think may have been some machinations to find a way. Like they had a plan to purchase his apartment when he was gone. And I've actually been like, I was trying to petition to take over his estate because he was 94. He's got no family. Would I benefit from it? Sure. Do I care if it happens that much? Not so much. It would be a boon to my existence, but if it doesn't happen, that's fine as well. You know what I mean? Like I make good money. I don't need his stuff. It would make it nice for me because I'd have another apartment that somebody might be able to stay in. But outside of that, I'm not trying to be predatory with his stuff. I just don't want it to go to the government. I don't want it to be, I think the term is cheated. Is that the right term, Mike?
I don't know.
Jack, do you know?
yeah, what is that if you don't have if
Well,
you
if nobody
just die?
has access to his estate, then it goes to the government. I think the term is cheap, but Jack won't answer
I'm
with
not
his
sure.
legal.
I'm not sure.
I think that's what it is. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try and petition, but I'm not gonna put any. I don't have any extra time left. If it's something that I can handle with a couple meetings with lawyers, then fine. If not, it's sad. I did take his medical power of attorney, and his ashes are going to be sent to me, and I'm going to try and get them to his gravestone or his plot up in New Hampshire. Maybe even drive it up there myself because I just feel like that's the right thing to do. Like, I don't want him to
Road
just
trip.
go off. What's that?
That'll be
Road
pretty.
trip. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't want him to fade off into obscurity. I want effort to be put into his final resting that I can do. I might mail it up there, but it would be a cool road trip too. Drop by, see Jack, introduce him to Jack.
I'm getting some Big Lebowski vibes off this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But yeah,
needless to say, fuck the HOA. The HOA hates me.
Hmm.
And
that
why do
sounds
they
like a rap
exist?
song.
I hate it.
Fuck the HOA.
Fuck the HOA. Ugh. Like it's ridiculous. Jesus, why? Like who? I own the home. I own the ground that the home is located on.
Right.
I pay the taxes associated with the ground that the home is on. If I want to put a fucking fence up, I should be able to put a fence up. Now, if I put the wrong fence up, okay, tell me about it then. I'm not gonna put the wrong fence up. We know the fence rules. You have to have a privacy fence and an iron gate, which doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, sure, that's what they say.
Hmm.
Yeah, why would you have a wood fence with an iron gate?
It sounds like a brilliant scam that started out and just got wheels. Because I don't see the purpose in these associations. I think people living around each other should show certain respects. And like with Mike's situation, then if not, then you call in the real government, not this mini fabricated government that is, in my personal case, with how much money more I'm paying now than I paid before, and it is a ridiculous amount. It's borderline scam. I would love to get a look at the books and have somebody really see what the fuck they're doing, because I don't see what they're doing.
Here's
mean,
another
it's-
example.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm just saying that's an absurd amount of money to pay per month, Zeus.
Especially for those condos. And I'm not saying that they're not they're decent. I mean,
It's an
they're
absurd
okay.
amount of money. 800 a month? I mean, that is
It's like
nuts, dude.
760, but I
Do you
never
have like
pay on
a
time.
do you have like a parking structure?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
parking lots. It's
No,
not a
but I think she means structure like one guest, one
No, like
occupant.
a is there like a structure, like a
no.
No, no, no,
garage
no, no.
or a
We have the parking lot, but it is structured in that you have
You can park one
one
car near the
resident.
building and one away,
Yeah. And I
but you can only have
actually,
two. What if you have multiple cars?
and you have to
well,
sell it.
that's the beauty of the
Too
Jack
bad.
situation is that we took his occupant uh tag
Pass.
because he wasn't driving anymore. So we have two. We have two occupants. So I mean that's nice, but it's still not worth 700, 800
Right,
bucks.
but if you in your situation, you have two adults with a car. Okay, so there's your two occupants, right? But then what happens when you have a 16-year-old child within another car? So there's a
Right.
can you can you buy another lot? Can you buy another spot? Or
I
how
would
does that
imagine
work?
so.
They'd probably
No.
make you take a guest spot. Yeah.
It's probably like a lot of
Yeah.
money extra. I don't have a friend that has my friend I have a friend that has a condo and she tells me about her fucking condo fees all the time. And it's really weird because you own the condo, so everything inside
Drywall
the
in.
inside is her responsibility. But everything outside, so even like her deck and like her stairs, because she lives on the upper one, like those are all supposed to be covered under the or the condo association fees.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Like for example, if a water main broke or some shit like that. I don't know. She's had some problems, but um
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's another thing. It seems like they should be covering things, but like if you did have like a water main break and it happened in your apartment, then suddenly then you get in, oh, this one chaps my ass big time. Is then it becomes the argument of if it's within the realm of your apartment, the parameters of your apartment, then suddenly you're responsible for it, even though water pipes, shit like that should be the building. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the friend that I'm
you're really
referring to
getting my
that
gears
she
grinding.
literally had that exact problem. Like something happened to her pipe froze or something and it burst. And it burst to the downstairs neighbors, flooded their shit.
Hmm.
And she was like, that's not my problem though, because my water, so I don't know I don't know whose pipe. She's like, that pipe was in the wall, I guess. She's like, I didn't know anything about the pipe. My water's fine. It was a huge thing. But yeah, what do you like with the pipe's in the wall. If you're saying you like who owns the wall space?
Right, exactly. I didn't build this apartment. I didn't do the plumbing. If it come
And then
now,
who's responsible for insulating the pipes
if it was
during the
to
winter?
leak from my bathroom sink because somebody left it running and it overflowed, sure, I get that. That's a responsibility issue.
It,
If it's in the walls, I don't go in checking the wall pipes to make sure that they're intact. That's somebody else's job.
I mean, I think it's all relative. I mean, there are people out there that probably really like having it be regimented like that. I mean, I've known people that kind of have that personality where they want everything to be, just so, and that's great. And they can get an HOA that does that. I think where it really gets to be an issue is on the second owners, like not necessarily the original owners of the house, but it's like when the neighborhood matures and then you start having people buy in and they're like, no one really tells you how crazy that HOA is.
Hmm.
The agent isn't going to tell you. There's no way for you to know. So it's normally something, at least in my experience dealing with people, that they kind of discover after they have been there for a little while. And that's what really gets them because they kind of feel misled or what have you. Uh, But I mean, I just don't know what HOAs bring to the table. Like, what's the value add in my experience? They just cause grief and they slow things down. Like they slow things down for people getting approvals on doing like things to the outside of their house.
Yeah, because you
They
cannot get
just
a hold of them.
Yeah, they just piss people off all
So
the time. Like,
you
I don't know what they bring to the table. I don't know why they're so great. I mean, I don't know. I just
Well,
don't
again,
get
in,
it.
in like our neighborhood, like the idea is the HOA dues is it goes to improve the neighborhood. Like the only
Yeah.
things that are in the neighborhood that need improval that need improved, I guess, or maintenance or maintained are I guess there's a bridge over a fucking lake area. Okay, that the neighborhood entry sign and then the pool.
And the pool. Yeah. 700 a
Okay.
year, I think is pretty
But I
reasonable.
could but I could just pay that 700 a year for a neighborhood maintenance fee and I would be fine
Right.
with that.
Right.
I don't I don't need you to collect that money under the guise of you're going to tell me what the fuck I need to fix on my
I
house
mean,
all the
if you
time.
don't pay, they can't like kick you
Oh
out of
yeah,
the
they can.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
they
we had a
can.
huge thing about that too. So we racked up like what they said was a $1,500 fine for we had a pallet in our driveway one winter, which we did. Okay. Sorry, it's a fucking pallet. But anyway, so we didn't move it because the whole winter was very icy in winter that winter. I mean, there was a lot of time like like
Yeah.
it's not really hurting. It's not hurting anybody because when the spring comes, we're gonna fucking. It's a pallet of wood. I mean, come on,
It's wood.
it's wood. It's not like it's a pile of trash sitting in my driveway. It's a fucking thing of wood. It's really cold. It's icy. It's snowy. It's often wet. We'll move it when it's springtime. Put it in the trash because you
Yeah,
can't put it in the trash.
in answer to your objection to it, Mike, what they do is they can put a lien
Lean
on
on your house. Yeah.
Oh,
your house. Yeah.
that sucks.
Which what is a lien? I don't know. It's a thing you can't. I don't really
And
understand it,
You
but
can't
apparently
what
you
I
can't
don't
sell the
understand,
house
how
without
can
the
they put a
lien.
you
lien on
can't
it
transfer it. Yeah, you can't transfer the title. It's like a mechanic's lien. Yeah,
yeah,
you
it's like
Yeah.
can't.
how can they put a lien on it when they weren't involved in the purchase? You know what I mean? They're not the bank.
Because there's paperwork that you sign. That's what I'm saying. They've got you by the balls because if you're living in a neighborhood like that and you bought a house, you have signed things agreeing to all of it. But again, people take everything too far and you end up there should be where if you're the president of the HOA, you can't be president again for like 10 years. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
where
like what's the
Zeus
term of the
is,
presidency for the fucking HOA? Like
yeah, you got
probably
to
ever,
keep it
forever.
rotating. I mean, where Zeus is, the lady who's the head of the thing, I don't know if she still is,
She's not there
but
anymore.
she left?
She got Alzheimer's, and normally I would feel bad for somebody getting that,
Oh
but
my
I'm a
God.
little giddy.
Well, no, I'm just saying she was like the Pelosi of your neighborhood. She was just
Hmm.
there forever. And
She
she was the
used
one
to.
they built a playground and then she didn't like the noise, so she had them take down the playground. I'm like,
She
what?
so there was a bench, like when you walk out of our building, Mike, and you go to the left. There's a sidewalk that goes by the other building.
Yeah.
There was a bench there, and I used to sit there at night and have a beer, smoke a cigarette. She literally moved the bench, and it was a personal attack. Like everybody on the community knows that this was to piss me off because I hated her. And one of the main reasons was I can see where this would be a problem if the dog wasn't as incredibly good as Darwin. Like you knew Darwin.
Hmm.
Darwin was a badass, fucking perfect dog. And I would walk him with no leash all the time. He would run off in the woods and poop and pee and then come back up to the sidewalk. He was the perfect dog. You couldn't ask for a better dog. And she would get furious when he was off the leash. And he never once came up to her, jumped up on her, anything like that. It was just this control issue that she had. She put up signs for like it was like no skateboarding, no ball playing, no. Like
I remember
it was like
those. Yeah.
it was like a huge
No
list.
fun.
This sign in front of the building. No smiling at strangers. Like it was just off the chain authoritarian. So again, I don't wish Alzheimer's on anybody, but if I was going to, she
If
might
someone
get.
had to get it.
Yeah, if someone had to get it, no loss there.
Plus, she would
Um,
always like take the parking spot closest to the door. I remember that too. Like, and she was like,
Well,
"This is my spot."
now she needs it because she's mentally disabled.
But she's still living there?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, enough of that. We're getting into
Well, let's talk about parking spaces real fast.
hmm
Do you guys, I mean, do you have a designated parking space? Designated parking space, Zeus. Is there like a
Well,
number on the
no,
spot that correlates?
it's a visitors versus occupants. So I can park two of my cars. When now it doesn't really matter. I can park both of my cars because we have Jack's deal.
So, but do people like, is there like an unspoken, this is my spot?
I
No, no,
don't think
it's
so.
pretty strict.
There's people that have habits about parking certain places. I mean, in my neighborhood, but you don't have any ownership of the spot. It's just
Oh,
street parking in front of your house or driveway.
yeah,
If
so
you
you
were to
gotta
leave
park on
it
the
to the,
street.
You got to park on the street or your driveway.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the interesting. I think if you were to leave it to the community of people that live in my little condo court or whatever you want to call it, we all get along pretty well. The only issues come from when the association gets involved. And they just as you, I want to touch on this later about complaining and stuff, but it's like we would get along fine. I get along with all my neighbors, varying backgrounds, varying religion, varying everything. We all get along pretty well. Like, for instance, like I walk Gus, the puppy, and we have some Muslim neighbors. And Muslims, if you're not familiar, are averse to dogs. Like if they touch them, it's not a good thing from
No.
a cultural standpoint. But we all we all kind of we all kind of get along. Like when I see one of the neighbors and distinguish who does have a problem versus who doesn't, I pull them in and I welcome them. But overall, I think we could do just fine without the condo association. We just do things on our own. Um, the thing I wanted to ask you about, Des, is do you have the person that you call in and talk to and they are just fucking not invested in their job? They're like, all right, I can it's always like I can't help you because of this, rather than you know what I'm talking about, like the secretary that you call to make a complaint or
Well, like I
ask for
said,
an
there's like
exterminator or whatever.
the board, the HOA board, or I don't even know the board of the HOA people. And then
Mhm.
the people that actually live in the neighborhood on the board. And then there's the management company. Okay. The man again, I don't who's the what does the board do? Because apparently the management company is the one making the choices and the things.
Right.
So, for example, with the fence. So I have to call the management company to get the fence approval. You cannot get a hold of them because like it's the secretary that tells you that da 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 da. But anyway, it's not a quick thing. Well, but like why can't I just submit it to the board members and they can fucking take care of that for me? I don't know. But so yeah, I know what you're talking about because I mean kind of Craig also has the president of the HOA's fucking phone number. He always calls them a bitches. It's funny, but I mean,
This with the lady we got there,
but they can't help
she
you
is
because
getting
it's a
overpaid.
management company located in fucking Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, they're
Like
not.
they don't
Most of
they
these
don't know.
places, yeah, they're managed from afar. They're not, it's not like people with boots on the ground. I mean, these are just like companies that do this. And a lot of home builders that feature like an HOA, typically while the community is being built, they run it. And then once they build out where they've finished filling the community with all the homes they're going to build, then they kind of turn it over to the residents. And the wheels can come off a lot at that time. Usually the builder is fairly reasonable. They don't go crazy. But again,
Because they know they've got an exit plan.
there's people that, have gone through their whole life and never managed anyone or never had any power over anyone. And when they get it, they turn they turn
It
tyrannical,
just
man.
seems excessive because it's like what is no one gives a shit about my trash can being this far from out from the trash can hidey hole.
Right.
No
I
one
mean,
cares. No one is even looking. No one cares. Nobody noticed except for the person that drives around
they were driving around looking
looking
for a
specifically for
problem
that.
as
Right.
opposed to waiting for someone to report it, right? It seems like if there was an HOA where they didn't go around and police it, they just waited for people to call stuff in, that seems like it would be a little more reasonable
Or like
to
if the
me.
HOA president was walking their dog and they're like, "Oh wait, shit, you got like your grass is like 5 feet tall. You need to fucking mow that."
Right.
Well, like our secretary up.
But the
You know
well, hold
what?
on, the bylaw, but the by I'm sure you've read the bylaws of your management company or what your management association, Zeus, yeah? The bylaws that
Sure.
are supposed to to govern you. Okay. So the way that because I've read them, the way that they word these things, it's like, okay, no excessive yard decor. What does excessive mean? So you're at the mercy of the person that's driving around thinking that that's excessive. You know what I mean? Like, wh- I don't know. Like, there's a bylaw that says no yard signage. Okay, so but if I have an ADT sign in my yard, like that's supposedly like no one. There's people that have that shit in their yard. They're obviously not getting letters about it
Oh, I
because
got a question for you.
that ADT sign has been there for 3 years. So they either got a lien on their house or they're not getting the notice.
Yeah.
But I swear if I put an ADT sign in my fucking yard, I'd get a notice about no yard signage.
How about political
Hmm.
signs? How are they about that with you?
Um, I have seen there's usually not a lot of political signage in the neighborhood, usually. Every once in a while, but they get taken down quickly. I don't know why. Either from somebody else that's pissed off about the sign or they make the HOA makes them take it down. I'm not sure, but
Hmm. That's interesting. I'm
why?
willing to bet that there are people that would be willing to put a Trump sign or a Kamala sign and don't because it's been mandated. No?
I mean, the thing just says no yard signage, so
Hmm.
we don't put signs in your yard.
Does anyone have yard sales?
I've
No.
had yard sales.
Oh,
I've
okay.
had a couple
They
in
don't
here.
outlaw that? Good.
I That's kind of one of those things where it's on the weekend so that what they don't know don't hurt them. But I mean, I will say that I have had my yard sale signs taken down. I've noticed
Wow.
that where the fuck is my yard sale sign?
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
I
That is
wonder why that
crazy.
is. Do you think it's because of like an element that they don't want coming into the neighborhood?
No, it's just because it's the rule, and there's
It's
people
just because
who
it's the
are
rule,
the
and I
rule
get it. Like,
followers.
yeah, it's like, yeah, no yard signage. So they're taking the yard sale sign as like a yard signage that somebody,
Right.
but nobody gives a shit about you putting the fucking yard sale poster on the end of the block telephone pole. No one's
Yeah.
caring as long as
Yeah.
you take it down.
Yeah.
And you do because you don't want people coming to your house all the time when you're not having a
You know,
yard sale. So
Yeah,
you
you
take
don't
it
leave
down.
it up all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like
you
so
know,
no one cares about that, but technically, I mean a for sale sign is fucking yard signage. So
Yeah.
where does the line get crossed?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're at the mercy of somebody that is you're I get these notices for my excessive lawn length or whatever. What's excessive? Because my neighbor's lawn's the exact same height. So, and it's not that tall. It's normal grass height.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
pro
excessive?
if there isn't equal um equal enforcement, that everything goes crazy at that point, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm
you
sure
know,
there's not because people are, oh, that's my friend. I
Oh,
can't
I'm
give
sure.
them a ticket or what have you.
So we submitted a proposal to paint our house. This was years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. And we wanted to paint it like white, not white, but it was I think that it was like some color that's like a creamy white color with black trim. And so that's what we submitted. The bylaws say that your house has to be painted a natural like an earth tone color. Okay.
that sounds their tone.
That's pretty wide. Yeah.
There's houses in the neighborhood that are pink. I don't know how that worked. I don't know who passed that one, but that's
Well,
that's what
you
I'm
know, the
saying. Like
natural
who's
pink that you see in nature. No?
which I guess you could argue white's not native, but then flowers are white. I don't know. So that they first were like, "Is there another house in the neighborhood that matches this?" And I was like, "Yeah." I took several pictures of about 4 or 5 houses in the neighborhood that had that say the same fucking paint scheme that I was going to paint my house, and they denied it. I don't know why.
Because they hate you.
Yeah, I shit you not. The people that live directly across the street from me last year painted their house the same exact color scheme. And I was
And
like, dude,
and approved.
well, I
Here's
don't know.
another
Maybe they
thing.
didn't tell him. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't, what are they going to do? That's why stuff like we've done a few improvements to like the backyard. We've done like some landscaping for stuff that doesn't even need to be approved. Like I could put rocks in my backyard. I don't need your fucking approval. I might have an excavator out here because the rocks are heavy, so I got to move them. But like that's none of your business. It's in my backyard. Get the
Yeah.
fuck like you're not supposed to be policing my backyard. It says in the bylaws everything in your backyard's your business. So, why are you sending me notices about a fucking excavator being in my backyard, yard moving equipment or
Yeah.
earth moving equipment? Not,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't, don't worry about it. Maybe I own it. Maybe I bought it. Fuck, I don't know. Like, why are you asking questions? Stop. Anyway,
Because
so
they
it's like
can.
that's why I'm not even gonna fucking we're not even gonna tell you about the fence. It doesn't matter. We're gonna put the we're you're not gonna tell me no, I can't put the fence in.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is your problem? I don't know. I
I
don't get
Like
it.
I said, it
one of my things. Um, like I know I come across often on the show as kind of crass and maybe a little obnoxious at times, but I really do have like a kind place that I come from with a lot of things. And like with where we live, I'm always like, when I go to the meetings, I'm like, why don't we do something that gives us a sense of community where like people come out when they normally wouldn't have and engage with each other. And so like one time I was like, well, the park thing that he was talking about, you've been actually where I live, so Desiree. So there's like all those trees in the middle before you would go down to my apartment where we were chilling in the parking lot. It would have been right behind us basically. And I was like, well, why don't we take that area and put some cement over it, put some barbecue grills in there, and like have a place where people can kind of congregate and cook some meals, maybe just organic chemistry happening where like somebody else is out there barbecuing and I come out and barbecue and then we kind of engage in conversation and we get to
Hmm.
know each other. And they're like, no, 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 violation, violation, violation. I'm like, what is the violation? You put two grills in the middle of like 6 feet of cement on both sides.
Yeah, because where do they expect you to have a grill on your
Oh no, you can't have a grill on your
that's what I was
patio.
gonna say. You can't have that
Right.
because that's a fire hazard.
And then the other one that I tried
So no
was
grill
like,
for you?
no
what's
grill.
that?
No grilling for you?
Yeah, no
Can't have a
grills. There's no
steak?
grills.
Bullshit.
It's just a fenced in pile of mulch. Um, the other one that I came across with, and again, like I get it, they have their rules, but like make exceptions for things. Because the other thing I was like, they wanted to clear out all of our storage place, and I'm like, why don't we have a community yard sale where everybody on maybe a one weekend every month in the summer, people take the stuff from their storage that they have too much shit and go out and do that, and they block that. Like, how is that? I get, to a certain degree, I get the barbecue grill thing, but there are apartment complexes that do have barbecue uh, provided for them, so that again, this would be under a bunch of trees. I get where they were going with that, but yard sale for the community is a great idea. Unless you guys can think of something that doesn't make sense about that, I'm going to go with that is a fantastic idea. And again, it gets people in the community out there talking with each other, maybe even buying stuff from the other person and just refilling their
Yeah.
their
It just
storage.
changes storage area.
But you get what I'm saying. It invites a sense of community and engagement with your neighbors that you normally wouldn't have. And I think that's what makes a good community is when you meet somebody that you may not have normally met
Yeah.
and you hit it off,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I agree.
I I'm very
And
much
that
an extrovert, so I don't have a problem with meeting people and just being cool. Like when the family was down in Virginia Beach and I had to work and Gus had to be walked, I bumped into a neighbor and he had a kid and I was like, "Hey, does your kid want to earn a few bucks this weekend? Can he take?" And he didn't. But the dad, the guy that I met, he was like, "I'd love it. I love Gus. Gus, you guys got to meet Gus. He's the bomb, diggity dog." But he was like, "I'll do it," and I was like, "Well, how much?" I didn't even say how much I'm gonna pay you. I was like, I'll drop some money by later." I was gonna give him like $60 for 2 nights,
Mhm.
probably overextending, but I make money and I want my dog cared for, and this guy did it, so not a problem. And he's like, "No, dude, come down and have a beer with me. That'd be a great repayment." I'm like, like organic encounters is what I go for anytime that I'm involved in these meetings. And it's like they don't want people to get together and get along for what I think, putting on my psych hat, is they don't want people to rally against them by being too familiar with each other.
Or they're just not that type of personality. But isn't that the promise of HOAs is to help strengthen
But like a group
community?
yard sale
But it
sounds like a
doesn't.
great idea, does it
Yeah,
not?
I'm with you.
Yeah, we have those. They're just like they're technically citywide. So like it's really weird how our neighborhood is zoned because half of it is in Bel Air and half of it is in technically in Wichita, but we're unfortunately in the fucking technically in Wichita spot. Unfortunately. Anyway, so one time I had the smart idea I was gonna run for Bel Air City Council and abolish the HOA, but
Oh
that didn't
yeah,
happen. I didn't do that.
you would
But yeah,
fuck them up.
sometimes like the Bel Air citywide garage sale, they'll have that in like our neighborhood or whatever. Like, well, our neighborhood will take part in that because there's not like a Wichita wide one. It's too big of a city, but um, yeah, I don't know because there's problems. There's problems in neighborhoods too, like barking ass dogs or like
Hmm.
fucking speed racers or like things like that. It's like they never seem to police that shit.
Yeah.
Nuisance, the actual nuisance to the neighborhood. Like,
Yeah, a big
take your
problem in
dog in
my
at 4 in the morning. Why is it out here all night barking? I'm about
Yeah.
to feed it a fucking arsenic snake steak. That's what I'm about to do.
here's one that
Okay,
Mike will
there you go,
can
doggy.
attest to. In our neighborhood, cars go flying down the road.
Lion.
In a community that is pretty well populated with children, and I resist the temptation to grab a rock and fucking throw it
Dude,
at
the
these
the
kids.
people that live in the neighborhood that or the house that they painted white or whatever, the people that lived there before, it was so funny because we were outside cleaning our garage out one day, and the speed racer, it's the same person. It's the same person. It's one person. It's not like a bunch of people do. It's the one guy. We know where he lives. But anyway, he fucking did a speed racer down. He comes around the curb or whatever curve, and she goes slow the fuck down, and she was like planting flowers or whatever in her yard, and she fucking chucks the flower pot at this
Good
guy
for her.
at this
Nice.
guy's car. Hits the car. He backs up
Nice.
a little bit, rolls his window down, and they start going at it in the neighborhood. And I'm fucking laughing my ass off over here. And Craig's like on standby, like, well, fuck, oh, shit. If this dude's about to pull neck, because I
You're
was
like,
like,
Craig, where are you going? Going to load my guns.
no, he was just like, I just gotta stand by, make sure this idiot doesn't get out of the car, try to do something because
Well, the
he
person
deserved to be yelled
driving's
at.
got to
But
know that they were in the wrong.
I'm sure they do.
yeah, like what? Stop fucking flying down. Like her kids were outside in the yard too with her. So I
Hmm.
mean,
That's infuriating.
It only
she
takes a
came over after
second.
that. She was like, "Well, she's like, I apologize. Y'all didn't need to see that." I was like, "No, it was lovely. I love that."
It was
Miraculous.
inspiring.
Another time, a person there's like you kind of drive out and then you go like this and then you go like this and that's like the end of my street, right? There's like the curves, but there's like
Oh,
a
you mean an
curvy.
S curve?
It's like a little S curve at the
Like
end
a
of
racetrack.
the house that's at the very end of that S curve
Yeah.
It like there's like a big they have this big tree and it's got like these brick thing like it's tall and it's like mulched, but it's tall. Like it's
Is it
probably about
regulation?
like 4 foot tall bricks.
Hmm.
And then anyway, it's very nice. Some drunk fuck came through and was just like screwing around. I don't know,
Smashed
but
into it.
lost control, smashed into it, knocked the tree down. Like it was bad. So
And the
I
brick
mean,
wall.
like yeah, I mean, it's like a brick like containment thing. It
Oh,
wasn't a
oh,
wall,
oh,
but like
around the tree.
you know how trees have like those little brick
Yeah.
containment things you put the
Little
mulch in there, but
jail,
there it's
little
very
tree jail.
tall.
Yeah,
To
tree
Yeah,
protect
jail.
it.
tree jail.
Yeah, tree.
Yeah, well, it tree protector did do nothing against that car.
Yeah.
That car was like, it's they're not glued together, knocked all them bricks down, I don't know.
Wow.
It was bad. I was like, oh shit. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think the common theme to this show is HOAs are a scam, much like insurance companies are. There's really no necessity for them,
They don't
I
except
really
like
for
it.
bring
I
much to
I
the
like
table.
insurance. I think insurance is nice. It's unfortunate they are a scam, but it's nice to have. So
yeah, no, I get that, and that's fine. By the way, are you in open enrollment right now?
I already did mine.
Yeah,
Nothing
we're
much
in it
changed.
now, and they just changed our insurance company on us. I didn't remember getting a vote as to what we might take on, but
My
now,
company
like,
changes every year.
oh, this one will
Really?
drive. This one
Mm.
would
It's
piss
so
you
annoying.
off, Des. Might piss you off too, Mike. So I love my job, and overall, most everything I like about the job, even the insurance to a degree. However, with the car accident and all that, it's been murder trying to get people to pay for shit that they should pay for. But this one chaps my ass. So I got a call about a week and a half ago, where they said, yeah, so if you're going to the pharmacy, you have to go to
A
one at the
specific
hospital or
one.
one at the hospital
Yep.
um,
They started trying to do that to us too.
satellite places, like the urgent cares and all that. And I'm just like, are you for fucking real?
You
I
don't really
can't get,
have to.
well, but they're saying that you might have to pay more and all that. So,
It's not more. It's the same. I mean, when they started trying to do that to us 2 or 3 years ago, they sent me a letter basically saying that my meds weren't on the formulary or whatever. Yeah, they are. And I've been taking these meds for 10 plus years, so you better
mood
they're on the
stabilizer.
formulary. Huh?
I
Huh?
said mood stabilizers.
Oh yeah, lithium. It's on the formulary. And you better
Did
cover it or you're gonna have a psycho bitch.
it.
Anyway,
But
they said that they didn't want to cover it because it wasn't on, now that their formulary changed, and I'm like, fuck that. So I just took my ass to the same pharmacy and I was like, well, I don't want to put this on my insurance. It was $27, the same amount that it was when it was covered under my insurance.
Mhm.
So it's ridiculous. It's stupid. So
well,
I
Yeah.
just
that's
do
what I
that.
was saying. Where it's
And
a
I pay
scam.
for it with my fucking car, my FSA card. I don't care.
Yeah, that's why I was saying where I don't like about insurance is like they can just fucking tell you how you got it. I'm not liking the trend in things like that and how we're managed. Big government kind of shit. Like now we're like you got to go to this pharmacy when you work for the hospital. My insurance should be free.
Yeah, I
I
agree. Why
provide
do healthcare
care.
workers have the shittiest healthcare?
It's
I
weird.
provide care for people on a daily basis for a decent paycheck. I'm not going to complain about my paycheck, but my insurance per month for the family is like $700.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that if you work for a place that provides healthcare and you're a healthcare provider, I think one of the natural courses of that would be, hey, this motherfucker is doing something. He's giving back. Let's take the weight off. You lower the insurance, then you don't have to pay me as much because I'm paying less each month. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they don't get that. But, you know, I'm sure there's I'm sure there's a scam somewhere in there, you know?
Most likely.
Yeah, so is it really hard when they change the insurance every fucking year to like keep the
Yeah.
same providers?
No. I mean,
Well,
I've
they
been
they
lucky,
don't they've
but
been changing that. We've been with Aetna for a long time, and now they're going to Care First, which sounds like
Whatever
a
that means.
fucking shit show. I think Care First is somehow connected to like Blue
dude,
Cross.
it's like telephone. It's like cell companies. They all suck, and you just move between them. Yeah, in the last 3 years, I've had Aetna, United Healthcare, and Cigna. Now we're on Cigna, and before that, it was Care First, Blue Shield.
Hmm.
Aetna's okay, but again, for me, the
I don't
biggest
know any
part of it
difference.
is why am I the healthcare provider that spends my job is to help people, and I've been doing it for 9 years. So even if I'm not the best, I'm helping people. You know what I mean? At some level, or they would have gotten rid of me. And boy, do they try. Um,
Yeah, it's like if I need an ER visit, I why can't I come to the same hospital I work at to the hospital's ER just to get whatever the fuck?
They don't
But
let you do that?
hell no.
Oh,
no, like
It's
when
still,
I
I
was in
mean,
the
you're still a
accident.
patient, don't matter.
yeah.
When I
Shit.
was in the accident, my oldest had to take a ambulance, and getting the insurance company to pay for the ambulance is just it's not that it's horrible,
Well, because
it's
you
that
didn't get a prior authorization for that ambulance ride.
who does? Ambulance, the
I
very
don't know,
name
but
of
it
an
usually
ambulance is
requires
an
a prior
emergency.
authorization. I don't know.
Kiss my ass with your fucking prior authorization. I know not you kiss my ass, Des, but
Because
that's
you know,
just
in
ridiculous.
so this is crazy. Speaking of insurance, Western Kansas, you can purchase
Oh, don't get me started on Western Kansas.
you can well they have a insurance policy you can purchase that is a it's through Life Flight or Eagle Med or whatever, but it's basically helicopter, like it's air travel medevac. It's
Wow.
medevac insurance basically.
And it covers
You
that.
can it covers 3 rides a year.
Wow.
Because out there, there's all sorts of shit that happens, and out there, there's not any large cities around.
Yeah, so you
So
have to
its
have it.
closest is Wichita, Denver, or I mean, I think that really
That's
those are
it.
the closest
So
cities.
you need a helicopter if you're
So
in bad shape.
yeah, if you're in, yeah, you need it. And so, I mean, a lot of times they don't, they're so, even if the insurance was to cover it, I mean, if it's a non-trauma, then you're
Who,
looking at
but you're not
$20,000
the one
ride.
determining the trauma. The medical providers are the ones that are saying, we need to get this motherfucker on a helicopter and get him to a hospital as soon as possible. The fault should lay in the judgment of the medical provider at the time. Yeah, we're fucked. Society's fucked. This is
Yeah, well,
just
I always
another
feel so
example.
bad for the people that are like, they come in for like AFib RVR, and I'm like, you didn't need a helicopter ride for that.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's gonna suck
Yeah.
on
It's gonna
You
be
know
that.
what, Mike?
expensive.
You're gonna hate this, but it all comes back to dodgeball not being in schools anymore.
Okay.
We pussyfoot around too much. Nobody can be hurt. And if you are hurt, they got to judge how you're hurt. And you're not involved in it. That's the part that chaps my ass so much is that you're not involved in the decision to save your life via helicopter. The helicopter flight to the hospital was started as this is how we can save more lives. And now it's turned into how can we turn a buck?
Well, and the funny part
Well,
about it is a lot of times they have to heavily sedate the patients that are that are being transported via helicopter because the way that the helicopter, the spacing is, like the patient's feet are typically near the head of the pilot. So if that patient starts going crazy, they're getting their fucking getting buck wild, they're gonna kick the pilot in the head. Well, that you can't do
can't
that.
have that.
You can't have that. So they sometimes they have to be sedated and therefore intubated.
I
Sometimes, I mean,
haven't
depends on
been
how
in
heavy their
one.
sedation is. But then that's determined not medically necessary because the patient didn't necessarily need to be fucking intubated and sedated for their own health care, but for the safety of everyone on the aircraft, they fucking did. So
Can't they just strap them
So,
down? I guess you can't restrain people.
nah, that would be a problem because it would be safer and more effective. Um, Now I haven't been in a a medevac helicopter, whatever you call it. Um, so when I picture it, I picture like at the beginning of MASH, Mike, you know what I'm talking about, where they got the two tubes
It's
on the
bigger than
side of.
that. Yeah, it's not,
So
it's bigger
imagine
than that.
now they're in the actual helicopter.
Yeah, and the helicopter's 5 times larger than that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they probably got like capacity for like two people maybe. But
you have the pilot, two professionals, and the patient. Sometimes you can have one other person depending
that sounds like a
on
pretty
the
big fucking helicopter.
some of them are pretty big, but I mean they vary in size. It depends on like the distance they can travel and all sorts of stuff. And
Very interesting.
usually helicopters owned by like the actual hospital some of them have them, but
Hmm.
they're usually tend to be a lot bigger because
I
they're
bet they have
transporting
their
the person.
own, and then they also allow licenses for other helicopters to come and land. I would imagine that's the way it works.
Well,
But
yeah, but I mean, you have fixed wing, which the hospitals don't own that. They don't
Yeah.
own any. There's not a hospital that owns a fucking airplane. There might be somewhere, I don't know, but
Well,
yeah,
well, not to put a kibosh, but I need to get rolling. And you guys can keep
yeah,
going, but
rolling,
I do
rolling,
need to get
rolling,
rolling,
rolling. Ah,
rolling.
keep rolling,
rolling, rolling,
rolling,
rolling,
rolling,
rolling,
rolling.
rolling.
Ah.
But it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
And
I
what am I
didn't
doing?
expect.
Is that what Jack does?
I didn't expect this to be the show that we were doing, but it was. We got to vent. Um, it was a
I still don't
nice
have the
little.
solution, but I drive by the HOA management company building every day when I go to work and back, so
He was
maybe
like,
I'll just burn it down.
motherfucker.
I'll
Get
just
a
We're
burn
gonna
it
do the show
down.
about that
get a
tonight.
paint
Arson.
gun. Yeah. Arson.
Yeah. This was fun. I don't know how many people are gonna go. Are gonna say, "Oh, they're doing an episode on HOAs. We got to be part of that."
Fuck
but
them.
sometimes it's for us.
There you
I just
go.
need to vent about this shit. I hate. I
No,
don't
I'm
know what to
glad you
do.
did.
I don't know what to do.
We should go rob a world famous art museum to fund ourselves for the atrocities that have been done to us by
You know,
HOAs.
that's another one of those.
I would lose that.
I would. I've been to the Louvre and I don't remember seeing any security guards, honestly, but they could have been disguised in the people. I
I'm
don't know.
telling you, I'm still intrigued by it because, like I said, the two guys were like pretty boys. Like why they would have needed or had to do this is very intriguing to me. But
Well, no, it's one of those conversations that you're like, I kind of, I wonder how that conversation went. Okay, you're four dudes and you're sitting around. You're like, okay, we're gonna heist the Louvre. How are we gonna do this? All right, hold on. I got it. You know how they
I
say
got
that if you just look like you're supposed to be there, then no one will bother. Okay, so take that, and then we're gonna get one of them bucket trucks, and we're just gonna roll that shit up to the Louvre, and to just go up there, put some construction vests on. People will know, everyone will just think we're doing like window maintenance.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing.
And then
Mangione,
perfect. That's it. That's the idea.
here's my thing about that. Mangione, he fucking killed a man who was a father, despite everything else. It's much like the Charlie Kirk thing. Like people see my freedom shirt and they're like, I hate that shirt. And I'm like, what? You hate a father being murdered in front of his children? Because fuck you.
It's
Right?
just a
But
shirt
these
says freedom.
guys were they were Robin Hoods. I mean, they were stealing from the rich for themselves, but nobody was hurt. It's kind of a cool story. I'm not saying I want them to get away because stealing is just bad in general, but there is a little bit of a romantic vibe to had they gotten away, good on you. It was clever. It was brazen. They didn't hurt anybody.
At least
All
they
right.
didn't get the Mona Lisa.
But if they
Yeah.
did, who
Well,
fucking cares? That picture's old.
all right, guys, I gotta go.
All right,
I
buddy.
will see you
I'll
later.
talk to you later.
See you guys next week.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, Des.
How
Hello.
are
We
you?
can't hear you, Des.
Oh, you can't hear me?
That's
If you
better.
a little bit. There we go.
Hold on.
What
Is
episode
that
number is it?
better?
Episode
238.
numiere.
Let me look.
Was it 238?
First of all,
I
I
think
would
it's
like to say this.
Yes.
My light stopped working, like my
Yeah,
forward light.
the quality light there, the light is kind of odd. Not bad, just
Yeah.
different.
So you see how the shadow from the overhead light is casting this weird shadow on my eyelashes?
Yeah,
Like
it
my
makes them
eyelash,
huge.
that's like not how they look.
You have like one
I
inch
see. It's
long
a shadow. Yeah.
eyelashes.
But do you see?
Yeah.
They
That's
don't
not
look
real.
They don't look how we're seeing them with our eyes.
Like that's a shadow.
Yeah, it's making them look.
I can't
Oh,
do it. I can't do anything about it, so we're just gonna deal with it.
all right, cool.
So this is 238.
Yep,
Yeah.
I found it. All right, well, let's get rolling. One,